Is that it? Pusheen is covered.
Oh no!
That's horrible. Better. Right? Hey friends and weird internet children. How are you doing? Welcome to my room. This is my new setup. I wanted it specifically fixed for video, so tell me what you think. I have multiple angles that I could film at. But today, here you are. So I've really missed doing the old types of YouTube videos I used to do. I can't really think of any specific story times today, but I have had something on my notes for like a long time, and it's called Music That Has Shaped Me. And I think this is going to have to be like a series with many parts because, hold on, I've been obsessed with music and it has formed a lot about my identity throughout my life. I don't know why, I guess it's just something that has always been kind of important to me. This is just going to be part 1. That's 11. Part 1. Telling you about my musical interests when I was a child. Trust me, it is more interesting than it sounds. A lot of this is my parents' fault, specifically my dad's. He's probably watching this. Hello! When I was younger, my parents liked a lot of music that they grew up with, so I got used to listening to like 80s, 70s music. I especially remember listening to like 60s, 70s music on the radio when I was homeschooled in 2nd grade. Before that, I was a really crazy kid, and I guess I just always wanted to be involved in everything that my dad was doing or something, but I also just genuinely liked the music. But anyway, he liked like Rage Against the Machine and System of a Down and stuff like that. So naturally, as like a 3-year-old, that is what I became obsessed with. Explains a lot, doesn't it? No, but really, like, he would dance with us in the living room and swing us around, us as in my sibling Blake and I, like, swing us around, and we would just have the best time ever listening to like metal stuff. But whenever some type of expletive would come up, he would have to run over to the stereo, because we had stereos at the time. We still have it anyway, and turn it down to bleep it out by hand. Like, it would just be like screaming. Well, it wasn't actually screaming, you know, just Rage Against the Machine. No one says the F word better than Zach, okay? So he would run over to the stereo, and then right when it was gonna be the F-bomb, he just like, and then turn it back up and it would continue. It was the best thing ever. When I was like 11 or 10 or something, my friend was over and we were listening to Green Day, I think, and I did the same thing for her, and she was like, oh, I've heard worse cuss words than that. And we had an argument because I was like, I just thought I was supposed to turn it down or something. And then we were arguing about who cusses the most and who's the most inappropriate, because she liked Metallica. But anyway, so... Oh, and Enya and Tool. Okay, those are totally unrelated, but Blake and I were both very obsessed with Enya, like when I was really young. And then by the time I was like 5 or 6, I don't really know, like whenever 10,000 Days came out, we were already obsessed with Tool, and we got super extra obsessed with it because my dad was, so that was also his fault. But Enya was both of my parents, like 90s. This is total 90s nostalgia, yes. If that doesn't explain anything about me, I just had an affinity for oh my god, my dog, did you hear that? She sounded like a gremlin. I had an affinity, why did I use that word? But an affinity for hard and fast metal genre fusion stuff. From the beginning, my mom, being a good, dutiful mom, knows that children should probably not be listening to that, but my dad, I guess, realized from a young age that I could watch movies and listen to music without being fazed very much by intense subjects. I clearly liked it, and whenever she wasn't in the car, I would beg him to play it on his iPod, because that's... By the time we had iPods, that's what I was doing. I don't know, I was probably like 7 or 8 by then. Was that when it first happened? I don't really remember when they came out anymore, but my dad had one of those thick boy iPods that were like this and like literally thick, and that had like everything that I loved on it. What I didn't mention is that Blake and I absolutely loved Queen, and we would lip sync it all the time to it all of the time. Like that was one of my favorite things to do, is either sing along to songs or pretend that I was the lead singer. So that is everything of my childhood that shaped me from then on, because I remember one of my dance teachers, like, in my head, I thought she was mad at me because that was my little kid brain, but she wasn't actually mad at me. She was just telling me to stop mouthing the words to John Lennon's Imagine, because that was our routine, and as a dancer you're not supposed to mouth the words. But I guess ever since that time, probably way before it, when I think I was like 3 or 4, in one of my first dance classes, I was already wanting to sing and dance at the same time without it being musical theater. Wow. I remember even in elementary school being kind of like out of the loop of what people listened to back then. Oh my god, this is funny. Back then people would still give each other like CDs with mixes of songs on them, so like at birthday parties for my friends, I remember they would give, as a party favor, they would hand out CDs with like a bunch of pop songs, and that's how I would find out what was popular. I guess my parents didn't listen to it, and then I didn't listen to it. I mean, we had the radio, we listened to alternative stuff, and I was like obsessed with Green Day and stuff like that, which is very different than like Maroon 5 and all that. And NSYNC. I wasn't obsessed with any boy bands really, like, ever until like K-pop, but more recent K-pop. I wish I was introduced to K-pop earlier, because early K-pop is I don't know, I love it. It just has its charm, you know. But anyway, my friends did like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, but for some reason I was more obsessed with like Harry Potter and Green Day than those things. I don't know why I said Harry Potter, but I just remember being obsessed with that while everyone else was obsessed with the Backstreet Boys. My favorite radio station ever since I was little was K-Rock. I don't know if you guys know that, because that's just like an LA thing mostly, I think. What if it's everywhere? But anyway, I was pretty big in LA, and well, it didn't used to be. It like grew over the years, where now it is big, and now they play like alt pop. It has just diffused, but yeah, dogs, what are you doing? You want to say hello? Come here. Sam, you came in here and then interrupted and left. Rude. My whole face is starting red because I'm laughing so hard. Okay, I think I have to stop this video soon. I feel like that was all over the place, but it's just an introduction, so please ask me questions down below in the comments, or tell me what you were into that was alternative, and just imagine little 3-year-old me begging to listen to Rage Against the Machine even though my mom thought it was inappropriate for children. I hope you're having a great day. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I would like to hopefully get to 2,000 subscribers soon, because I kind of plateaued a little bit recently and it's scary for me. So I want to do well. I have things I want to show people, but if I don't continue, like if I don't use this time window where my parents are willing to help me out and like house me, and I'm sure they would be forever, but I don't want to be forcing them to do that forever. So I would like to make these types of things my job, is what I'm saying. So if you could help me out, I will help you out in return by keeping up our internet long distance friendship, weird internet children. See you soon. I have a lot of videos planned.